Well, hi there. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam. I am here in the garden of our acreage here in Queensland, and if you were here a couple of episodes ago, you'll remember that I planted some lavender in our bathtub, in our acreage bathtub. Well, I've got three things to share with you to help you not make the same mistakes that I made when it comes to planting lavender. Let me give you the backstory. So I'll link the video below so you can go back and have a look, but this is where we're currently at. I have 1, 2, 3 dead lavender plants and a fourth that is hanging on for what it's worth, and I'm hoping that it's going to continue to recover. The rest of the lavender is in the bathtub fine. With all things gardening, right, there is trial and error. You go in with the best intentions, and if I'd done my homework first, then I probably would have paid a bit more attention to what was going on with these poorly dead lavender plants. I've cut the tops off in the hope that they'll recover, but I don't think they are going to recover. This is one of the points. So point 1, I'm going to share this first. Point 1, when you plant lavender, depending on the type of lavender, you may find that it doesn't take very easily. So they don't seem to like, in certain instances, like being relocated. I think this might be the case with Il Diva and others. So when you go to replant, or when you're buying them in pots and you go to plant them in your garden, there is a product, a soil, if you like, a product that you can buy that you can sprinkle in to the soil, which will fortify the soil and help support the potential shock that they have by being moved. Point 1. The second thing I want to share also is that it's be really mindful where you plant the lavender in terms of location. They like lots of sunlight. I've been reading that the more sunlight you can give them, the more they flourish, the more flowers you get on them. And it's not to say that less light means that they don't survive. It's more the fact that they're more abundant, they bloom more, the more that there is sunlight getting on them. The bathtub in the garden, it has sunlight in the morning, and it has some sunlight in the afternoon. To be honest, it probably could be more, and the ideal scenario really would be to move that bathtub further up towards the house. Then it will have more sun consistently throughout the day. That is an option. I actually don't know whether it's an option, whether we can move this bathtub. I certainly couldn't move it on my own because it'd be too heavy. So we'll have to see about that. Point 3 is to make sure that you have enough drainage on the soil. The soil I put in to the tub was brand new. It's compost, it's got lots of nutrients in it, and I laid stones out and put cardboard on, and lots of branches and things, lots of organic matter. But there is a downpipe that runs down the back of the building that is next to it. And I think that when it gets really rainy, that water comes down and floods the area. or at least part of the tub, and then of course it just goes everywhere. So even though the rain comes down and it's well draining, I don't know whether that volume of water could potentially have irritated the roots, and I don't know, maybe it's washing the soil away, maybe it's disrupting the harmony of them, because these plants, lavenders, like a dry environment. They don't like their legs, their feet, their legs, to be wading around in water. They like to get completely dry. So those are the three things that I learned through this process in the 2 weeks since, or 2 or 3 weeks since I've planted those lavenders. I'm going to show you how the other lavender is doing. Some of them are fine. Again, it's due to how robust each variety is as to what you're going to get, and taking care of that planting process is going to be helpful if you want this to be successful, this planting to be successful. So hey ho. That's what I've learnt. So if you've got any ideas, additional ideas, what's your experience of lavender planting been for you? I know we're all in different countries, and when I lived in England, I had lavender in the garden, and it worked fine. It worked beautifully, and all the blooms are out in the summer. But I'm in a different climate. It's subtropical, and it can get very wet. So it might be that once we get a dry period, the soil dries out a bit more, and it lasts, and it stays drier for longer, and therefore we have more sun, and therefore the plants will may well bloom and grow. So we'll see. I don't think there's any hope for this. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you've got any ideas, I've cut them down as far as I could, but with the tip of the relocating them, replanting them, I'd also read that within that process, if you gave them a little bit of time, so these ones I took out of the bathtub, and I've repotted back in here, moved them into more of a sunlight, but I was reading that they can recover. I don't know if this is recovering or this one's so pretty. It's looking pretty dead to me. So yeah, I've made these mistakes. We live and learn, don't we? It's all part of gardening practice, is to discover these things, and not all plants like to be in all places that you think are a great place to be in. So if you've got any tips on lavender growing, anything, any ahas, any gotchas that you may have discovered for yourself while gardening with these beauties, let me know in the comments. I'm just looking forward to hearing your advice and some additional tips. But let me take you down now to the bathtub, and I'll show you what's remaining in there. Yeah, let's go. I have a bit of a gap now, just here. You can see actually that the soil has dropped down quite low. It's pretty wet. These seem to be growing okay, the ones that are already in here. We've got some new shoots growing. So these have taken well. And, you just don't know what condition they've been in before I bought them, what they were like in the store. You can see the other two here. It's a bit of a lottery, I suppose, but you can see this one, it's a little bit dry. I need to cut this off, I guess, cutting it all the way down to the base. In fact, that is a La Diva one, see? So you just can't work it out. It makes no logical sense. There's so many variables to why they wouldn't grow. But anyway, so I'm going to cut that down. This one's growing really well, actually. This one here, it's got a little bit leggy, but that's okay. It's filling the space. It'll be nice actually to put some planting around the edge. Now I've got this phase 1 established with something that's trailing maybe. maybe a trailing ficus. And yeah, so here's the downpipe. And I think, you know, when the rain just goes really, really heavy, it just comes straight out of there and comes in here. I need to fix this up. I need to ask Den for some help with that. And maybe we switch this and we turn it this way, and then we collect the rainwater to water the plants. So yeah, it's, as you see, it's in a bit of a different state to when you first saw it, when I first planted it. I'm just not feeling to fill it with any other plants at the moment. As you can see, I've come down here when the sun is in the west. It's mid to late afternoon, so it's not the brightest time of the day for these plants, these lavenders anyway. But yeah, I'm open to your thoughts on, what do I do with this? Shall I continue to plant it? Do you think I should move it? Bearing in mind, let me just show you where the sun tracks. So east is over here. So the sun comes up and over to here. He does get a fair bit of sun. And I think if they were all in the wrong place, then these wouldn't be growing. There wouldn't be any of these new shoots. So I'm partly confident that it's going to be okay, but I don't really necessarily want to fill this until I know for sure. So any ideas you might have? Do I continue? Have you got any other ideas? Maybe I should put some different plants in there with it. Oh, there's something else I wanted to show you. I had one lavender plant that I hadn't planted in that tub. And it was sitting on my veranda for a little while, and I was thinking, what shall I do with that? Where shall I put it? So let me show you what I did with it. So on the veranda of the front of the house, I've made a little arrangement here, which I put the outstanding, the one I hadn't planted in this pot, with another one that I'd had already. So there's two plants in there. This one that is the most recent one has a white flower. I cannot remember what this one has. I reckon it's a pink. This here is a magnolia. It was poorly, so I cut it back. You can just see the new shoots coming through. But basically, I mean, you can see where I've made the cuts. It had a fly on it, and it became all kind of mildewy. And so I just took the decision to hack it off at the top and at the very ends. Actually, there's some stuff on there. It's like a mold, but I think there's a bug that lives underneath it. Anyway, I neemed it, eco-oiled it. Unfortunately, it made no difference. It kind of just died. Again, I went onto Google and found out how to trim that. I've trimmed it. I'm just hoping that those shoots are going to grow, and so I won't end up with just one single stick. Let me know if that was the right thing to do. It was just to like cut it really back, really. I mean, it looks dead now, but I don't think it is. Give me your best tips on magnolia care. The bottom one is a succulent, which Hudson, one of our pugs, loves to eat, which is why it's looking, again, this one here is looking a bit sad in places because she chews it. So I've cut a lot of that away now, but just notice what I thought was really cool was to fill these pots with some moss. This moss we have in our backyard near the potting shed. There's literally the whole of the stepping stones are full with this moss. And because this area is southwest, that's west over here, it's northwest. but it's westerly facing, so it gets a lot of sun in the afternoon for quite a long time. And the reason I've been reluctant to really, I guess, do too much in this area all the way across here is just because it's so damn hot. So I'm hoping that this moss is going to help keep the soil underneath nice and wet. And I have been keeping these lovely and wet as well. So I'm hoping that they will bed in. That lavender's looking great. So I'm pretty pleased with that little setup. Tell me what you think. I'd love for you to tell me what you think. Does it need anything else? Have you got any ideas on the magnolia front? Is that magnolia going to survive? And another little story I'll tell you. See this post that comes all the way up here. Yesterday I was in my office, which is here, and I come out of the front door and there was a snake, a green tree snake, sitting around here and about to come up this post. I'll leave you a clip so you can see it. But I know that might potentially freak some of you out, but it was just like, oh my God, there's a snake. And of course I couldn't shout for Den to come and see it because I was too busy filming it. We were just watching it. I was just watching it, and I'm thinking, where's it going to go? Is it going to come, go up across here? Is it going to go along here? And if it does, is it going to come in here? And is it going to come towards the window? Because I had the windows open. There's me doing my British, haven't got a clue. So where the snakes are going to come in or not. It wasn't going to bother us, right? But it was so beautiful. One of the amazing things about living in Australia is that you get snakes, and of course some are venomous, some aren't, and a green tree snake is not venomous. But anyway, I shouted to Den. Den came out with the drone. He put the drone up, and literally all the way around the house, just looking out for where it might be. And we didn't spot it. He put the drone all the way around the house, all the way around the roof. Good full 360, and it disappeared. It had gone, which is common. They don't want to really be out and about, and particularly here on the roof. The roof's really hot because it's been sunny. It was sunny yesterday, but the kookaburras will eat them, so it will do its best to get out of the way as quickly as possible. But yeah, really surprised. I'd never seen that before. That's a first for us in the 16 months we've been here. Never seen a tree snake that close to the house, and within the perimeter of the house itself. Plenty of them in the trees and stuff, and we had a red belly black go scurry across literally where I was sitting, showing you the dead lavender. That was last year. But yeah, nothing since then. So yeah, the joys of living in the hinterland, living on acreage, and living in Australia, a place that has snakes, and snakes are commonplace.